passive speech. I think the person listening will have learned to become a much better listener when they are being spoken to about a certain topic of importance. If you want to be a good listener, one of the main things to do would be to make eye contact. Eye contact is probably the most important characteristics, I guess, of being a good listener. It seems somewhat unimportant, but it helps. It lets the other person know that you're listening. You're not just there because you're being made to by somebody or anything like that. It builds trust, and it makes it easier to focus on the reader because you're not glaring off into outer space, daydreaming of anything. If you focus directly on them, you will definitely retain more information than if you were just looking around at other people. You may think that you're picking up all the information even if you're not looking at the reader or the speaker, but most likely you're not getting all the information that you could possibly get from them. The second main point is to pay attention. Simple as that. You want it. It's very basic, but it's very important. Like I said, if you're staring off into the crowd, you may think you're picking up the information, but you're not. You're not retaining the capable amount of information that the speaker is giving to you, and you may not pick up the fine details, which is what makes a speech important, because they're trying to get their point across with the details. You also need to focus on the reader's body language, because sometimes more information can be picked up from their body language, like their personal opinion may be expressed in body language somehow. Focus on the little things. Like I said, the details. They're the most important part of the speech, and if you're listening for those, you're going to pick up all the basic information and the specific information, and it'll be a lot easier to understand the speaker's objective in the speech. Do not ever judge the speaker by their cover, by their looks, by the topic of what they're speaking about. Always give the reader a chance to get what they know to you. If you pay attention to the reader, you won't have to ask someone else, what's he talking about, what's she talking about, or you won't have to ask the reader to repeat something that they stated earlier. So definitely another big point is to don't interrupt. There might be other people there that are focusing more than you are, and if you ask the reader to keep repeating stuff, they're going to lose focus on the speech. Definitely a big key in listening is avoid squirming around, scratching your head, moving around your seat, all that stuff. It'll definitely disrupt your focus, and if you don't have any focus, you're not going to pick up any information. If you squirm around, doing other stuff other than paying attention, it sends a message to the reader that you're bored with their speech, or you just don't want to be there. And if you do that, the speech may not be as fun. If you don't squirm around and you're focusing, the reader may be more into the speech, and that it might be able to get more information to you, if possible. Body language is very important in listening. Even if you're just sitting in a chair, standing in the background, you want to give the reader a positive attitude, because they're here to speak to you about a certain cause that is important to them. Another thing, just like if you're sitting in a class, you're getting a lecture, restate what you are being told in your head, because what that does, it'll allow you to retain the information a lot longer. You'll understand what is being taught to you because you state almost everything that the teacher says, or the instructor. Basically, the biggest point that sums everything up is to take listening seriously, because if you're not serious about listening, you show up, you don't want to be there, you're not going to pick up any information at all. The information won't stick in your head, you won't remember it even a day after, you might not even remember what the speech is about. So, listening carefully, listening seriously are the big points in listening. And just don't let your mind be distracted by any things going on in the background or any other people around you, because it's not going to help the listening at all. You may think it's not going to disrupt it or bother it or anything, but it will. Definitely focus on the key details. Those are the most important part of the speech. Basically, that's why the reader's there. They want to give you the detailed facts of what they're speaking about, of their topic. And that's the one thing you want to listen to. If you do all those things, you'll become a much better listener, and you'll be serious about listening.